Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Katie, and today we are going to be just finishing off this lovely butterfly shawl. We are already into from rows 1 to 24. So we have done 24 rows so far in part 1. If you've missed that, then obviously go back on to part 1, get these rows done, and I'll see you back here to finish off this pattern. You need to print out the pattern first, follow along, and we'll get to here. So let's go from rows 25 onwards. Okay, so we're going to start with row 25 for this video. And we are going to do the normal chain 5, 3, 4 and 5 and turn. And of course 2 double crochets into the space. 1 and 2. And this time we're going to do 11 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. And then we're going to half double crochet for 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And then we're going to single crochet for 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And then we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to single crochet into our single crochet from the previous row. So straight into there, single crochet, and then we'll chain 1, and we're going to skip our first stitch as normal, and then single crochet for 6 stitches. 3, 4, 5 and 6, and then half double crochet for 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then double crochet for 12 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. So you should have 12 all the way to the end. And now what we're going to do is 3 double crochets, 1, 2 and 3, and then we're going to do chain 3, 2, 3, and then 3 double crochets in here, same stitch, 2 and 3. Now on the pattern, if it's in brackets, then it's all in the same stitch. So you'll notice, I should have mentioned this before, if you're doing it all into the same stitch, it's in a bracket on the pattern. So 12 double crochets in here. So 1 and a 2. 3, 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. And then you want your 5 half double crochets, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then 6 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and we're going to skip 1 as normal, and then we're going to chain 1 and then double crochet into your double crochet stitch. So 1 double crochet into there, chain 1, and then we're going to repeat the pattern for the other side. So we're going to go with 6 single crochets, 5 half double crochets and 12 double crochets, 3 and 3 this time, not 3 2 3. So 3 3 and 3, and then we're going to go with 12, 5 and 6. So 12 double crochets, 5 half double crochets, 6 single crochets, chain 1, single crochet into here, and then you've got 6 single crochets, 5 half double crochets and 11 double crochets at the end, and then finish off as normal with your 2 double crochets, chain 2 and then double crochet in the end chain. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to speed it up just so you don't need to put up with my awful voice, and I'll see you on the other side. Okay, so this is row 25, and this is what it should look like. So there is a little bit of a point going on here, but don't worry, we'll lose that in a moment the more we add. So we are going on to row 26, and I've changed the colour. So I've gone for this nice teal colour. So we need to chain 5 as normal, turn our work, and then we need to do 2 double crochets in the end space, 1 2, and then we are going to double crochet for 13 stitches, 2 3 4 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10, 11, 12 and 13, and then we are going to half double crochet for 5 stitches, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then we are going to single crochet along here for 5 stitches, 3, 4 and 5. We're going to chain 1, and then we are going, we need to skip this last single crochet, skip that one, chain 1, and then we're going into this one. If you'd like, you can add a stitch marker to your single crochet stitches just so you know where you're going for the next row, and then chain 1, and then we need to skip this first stitch, so chain 1 from here, skip the first stitch, and we're going into here for our first single crochet, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then we need to do 5 half double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then we're going to do 15 double crochets, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and your last one is 15. There we go. So we are then going to be doing same again, so 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets, and then we'll do 15 double crochets, 5 half double crochets, 5 single crochets, and then we'll chain 1 double crochet into your double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, and then continue on with the same pattern all the way around. The pattern is written down on the written pattern, so of course if you are following along with that, it will be pretty straightforward for you to follow that. So I'm just going to speed the video up now, and then you can follow along from there. Okay, so that was row 26. So we're now going on to row 27, and I'm just going to stick with this 2 teal green colour, and we're going to chain 5, 3, 4 and 5, and then turn our work again. And we're going to 2 double crochet into the first space, and then we're going to double crochet for the first 14 stitches. Five and 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14. Then we are going to half double crochet for 5 stitches, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then single crochet for 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then we're going to skip this last single crochet, and then we're going to chain 1, single crochet into the single crochet, chain 1. So we are going to skip the first single crochet and then single crochet in here for 5 stitches, 3, 4 and 5, and then half double crochet for 5 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then we're going to just double crochet to the end, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, so we are just going to continue this same pattern around. So we will do 3 double crochets, 3 chain 3, 3 double crochets, and then 17 double crochets, 5 half double crochets and 5 single crochets, and then chain 1 double crochet into your double crochet, and then repeat the same pattern on the other side of your butterfly. So I'm going to see you at the end. I'm just going to skip all the way to the end of the row now. So I'll see you at the end of the row. Okay guys, so here we have row 27. So this is the end of that row, and it should look like this. Quite pointy at the end. We're going to start getting rid of that in this next row. So we're going to start making it more curved around this end here, but we've got the length Now we need to start filling it out a little bit, so I'm going to go through that with you. So I have changed my colour. I've gone to a darker teal and chain 5 for this next row, and then we're going to turn our work as normal, and we're going to do, yep, you've guessed it, 2 double crochets in the end, and then we are going to do 15 double crochets, 2 and 3. So we're going to start changing up this pattern a little bit so it won't be as repetitive from the next few rows. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. And then we're going to do our 5 half double crochets, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then 5 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then we are going to skip the last stitch, so skip this last stitch, and then we are going to chain 1 and single crochet into our single crochet, just like so. You'll see the pattern anyway. If you've made a mistake there, you'll see it straight away because there's a pattern. Chain 1 and then single crochet from the second stitch, so skip the first one and then 5 single crochets. I'll do that again. Try again, Katie. And there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then 5 half double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then we'll double crochet to the end. Okay, and we're going to double crochet to the end here, 2, 3, you should have 19 stitches here, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 and 19. Okay, so that's 19 double crochets, and then for this one, instead of doing 3 3 3, we are just going to put 6 double crochet stitches into that space, so a total of 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So we're going to take out that chain, and then we are going to continue around with the same pattern. So we'll go 19 double crochets, 5 half double crochets, 5 single crochets, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, and then the same on the other side. Just make sure that you take out that chain on the corner so we have a nice rounded edge rather than a point from here. So we're going to start working on making this more rounded, and so you will notice a big difference in the next few rows. So if you continue on, and I shall see you at the end of the row. So if you just pause the video here, and I'll see you at the end of the row. Okay, so that is the end of row 28. So we are now going to start on row 29. Just going to show you these edges so you can see what it should look like. It's still quite pointy, but we'll slowly get rid of that in a moment. So we are going to do our normal chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Turn our work. And 2 double crochets in the first space. Just untangle. And then we are going to do 15 double crochet stitches again like we did in the previous row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. And then we are going to half double crochet for 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And then we are going to single crochet for 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now we are going to skip the last stitch. So skip this last one, and then this time we are just going to single crochet into the previous single crochet, and we are just going to add a stitch marker just so you can mark that stitch. Or if you want to actually mark the stitch rather than because we're going back on ourselves, it's sometimes good just to mark the stitch itself. It doesn't get in the way then either. There we go. So that's the stitch you want to mark. And then we are not going to skip a stitch here. We are going to work into the first one, and we are going to do 5 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then 5 half double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then of course double crochet for 22 stitches. So that should take you to the center of here, should take to the 3rd stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 and 22. Okay. So we do a chain 4 from here, 3 and 4, and then continue along with your 22 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, and I'm just going to speed this up, so we're going to get to the 22 double crochets. So that's 22 double crochets, and then we are going to do 5 half double crochets, 2, 3, 4 and 5, 5, and then 5 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should take you to the last stitch, so there won't be any skipping one at the end. So then the next stitch will be your double crochet, sorry, your single crochet. So we're just going to do a single crochet into there, and we're going to place our next stitch marker. Into there. So that's our single crochet stitch, and again we are not going to skip one on this. We are just going to go straight in to the first stitch and do your 5 single crochets. So 5 single crochets, 5 half double crochets, and then 22 double crochets, chain 4, and then repeat the pattern and just follow it round. As I say, on the written pattern, it is all written out for you. If you're not sure, But of course, any questions, just give us a yell. But it's pretty straightforward. It's pretty repetitive from the previous rows. So if you just continue on, just make sure that you do your chain 4 in the corner. Okay, I'll see you at the other end of the row. Okay, so here we are at the end of row 29, so we need to start row 30. Sorry, this is what it should look like. And we are going to change our colour. I'm just going to change back to orange, I think, because I really like that orange. Very vibrant. So we're going to do a chain 5. Oh. There we go. And we'll just get rid of the ends, make them nice and secure. Right, now we are going to turn our work and we are going to do a 2 double crochet in the end space as usual. 1 and a 2, and then we are going to double crochet for 15 stitches as we did previously. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. And then we're going to half double crochet for 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now we're going to single crochet for 8 stitches, and we're not going to skip the last stitch. So we're just going to single crochet into it. So single crochet, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're just going to remove our stitch marker, and we are going to do a single crochet where our stitch marker was, and then place a fresh one in there. I'll just put it in the stitch there. So stitch marker in there. And then what we need to do is our single crochets. So we need to single crochet for 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches, then half double crochet for 5 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then we should have 22 double crochet stitches again, so same as we did in the last row. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 and 20, 21 and 22. And then we're going to do 6 double crochets into the end space. That's 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And then you can repeat the pattern, so 22, 5 and 5, and then I'll see you when we get to our stitch marker. Okay, so once you get here, we will take out our stitch marker because you should be at your single crochet in the center. We're not going to be skipping any stitches on this anymore, so we'll just put in a single crochet stitch to replace the one we've just taken out there. We'll just put in a stitch marker, and then we'll just continue on with our pattern. So 5 single crochets, 5 half double crochets, 22 double crochets, and then 6 double crochets in this end stitch, just like the end chain, just like on the other wing. So I'll see you at the end of this row. Okay, so that was round 30, so we're now on to row 31, and I'm just going to keep the orange yarn this time. So this is what it should look like with your 6 double crochets in your wing there. So we are going to chain 5 as normal and 2 double crochets into your first space. Sorry, you need to turn your work as always, and put your 2 double crochets into the first space. Now we are going to double crochet all the way along here, so we're not adding any half double crochets or single crochets now because we've got the shape that we like. You will notice that it's starting to come up a little bit, and that's for the arm. Because it's a shawl, it'll go over your arm and it'll drape much nicer having this curve in it. So you'll see once it's finished, you'll see how it drapes much nicer than if it was just flat. It looks much more like a butterfly wing. So yes, we'll do double crochets all the way around until we get to our stitch marker. So I'm just going to speed this up. There we are. So we should have 30 double crochets after your 2 double crochets in the start there. So that's 30. And then you will come to your stitch marker. So if you want to take the stitch marker out there and just put a single crochet as normal into your single crochet stitch, replace your stitch marker. There we go. And then we will continue on with our next part. Now we won't be adding any more single crochets to this part. We are going to dive straight into half double crochets. So we need to half double crochet for 5 stitches. 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then we're going to double crochet for 27 stitches. So I'll see you at the other end when you've done your 27 stitches. So now you should come to your 6 double crochets in your that you did in your chain in the last row. So we're going to chain 8 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we are going to skip your 6 double crochets here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to skip those, and then we are going to work into our first double crochet that we have here. So just double check and make sure that you have skipped only 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then continue on with your pattern. So you will double crochet for 27 stitches. You'll then half double crochet for 5 stitches. You'll do your single crochet in your single crochet stitch. There are no skip stitches anymore, so it's just join that on just like we did here, and then do your 5 half double crochets, your double crochets, and then you will do your chain of 8 around your 6 stitches again, so skip your 6, and if you're confused or anything, just refer to your written pattern or drop us a message if you're confused at this point, but it's pretty straightforward and quite easy to follow on. So if you want to just meet me at the end of the row, I'll continue on doing these and I'll show you what it looks like at the end. So here we have row 31 complete. So we are just going to take a quick look at that and just see how it should look for you. So you should have this chain. There we go. And we're just going to keep with the orange. So I'm just going to go straight in there and do my chain 5, 3, 4, 5, and turn my work as ever, and we're going to do 2 double crochets in this end space, 1 and 2, and we are going to double crochet for 15 stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. And then you want to put in 2 double crochet increases here. So we'll do 1 increase, so that's 2 double crochets in the same stitch, 1 and 2, and do another increase, 1 and 2. And then you want to double crochet now for another 15 stitches to get to the end of here until you get to your stitch marker. Sorry, my work keeps falling off my table. So we're just going to double crochet till you get to your stitch marker. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and your last one, 15. Okay, so we are just going to place a single crochet stitch in where your stitch marker is and replace your stitch marker. Make that a habit. That's a habit you can't break, because if you forget to put your stitch marker in, that's when you start making mistakes. It just keeps you right, so you know the end of which section you're at. Okay, so the next part we need to do 5 half double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then we need to double crochet for 10 stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10, and then we are going to do 1 increase in this part, so 2 double crochets in the same stitch, and then we are going to double crochet for 10 stitches. No, sorry, 16 stitches. I've just made a mistake there, sorry. So you do your increase and then it's 16 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and 16 in the last one there. Now you should come to your chain and you need to do 10 double crochets in this chain. So just in the chain, you don't need to work into the stitches, just work in the space. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. There you go. So that's your 10 double crochets, and then you need to do 16 double crochets and then do your increase. So 16, increase, and then 10, and then you have your half double crochets for 5 at the end, and that should get you to your stitch marker. So you do your single crochet in your stitch marker, again no skipping any stitches, and then you work the same in the opposite way on your way back around. So you have your 5 half double crochets, your 10 double crochets, your increase, and then your 16 double crochets, and then your 10 double crochets in your chain. Please refer to your written pattern, or feel free to just drop me a message if you have any questions throughout the pattern. I'm just going to leave it with you, and I shall see you at the other end of this row. Okay guys, so this is row 32 done, and I'm just going to show you what it looks like on this end here, and we are very much starting to look more like a butterfly now. So I've just changed my colour to the tomato colour, and I've chained 5, and I'm going to turn my work for the start of row 33. Make sure you have your written pattern there in front of you so you can refer to that. And let's get started on row 33. So we need to do our 2 double crochets in the start as usual. So 1 and 2. And then this is where the pattern starts to change. Right, I'm just going to untangle myself because I've got all tangled up here. Okay, so we are going to do half double crochet, and then chain 1 and skip 1, half double crochet. I've just done a double crochet, half double crochet, chain 1 and skip 1, and you want 6 of these. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So 6 half double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we are going to do 6 double crochet, chain 1, skip 1. So sorry, we didn't do our chain 1 there, so we'll do double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet, chain 1 and skip 1. So doing 6 of these, so that should be 12 altogether. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and then we are going to do 6 half double crochets again. So we're going half double crochet, half double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay, so you should end up with 1 stitch left after your half double crochet before you get to your stitch marker. So we are going to do a single crochet in your single crochet, replace your stitch marker, and then we are going to do the same again but for 5 half double crochets. So straight into the first stitch, half double crochet, and then chain 1, and then 2, 3, 4 and 5. Make sure you're skipping 1 and chain 1. And then we need to do 6 double crochets, chain 1, skip 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And then we need to do 5 half double crochets, chain 1, skip 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then chain 1, and then you should have 1 half double crochet to do at the very end. So we're going to finish off with a half double crochet at the end, so that finishes it off nicely, and then that should take you to the end of your wing. So we need to do a chain 3, so 1, 2, 3, and then you want to skip 2, so skip the first 2, and then into here you want to do a half double crochet, and then you want to do chain 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, and then you want to skip 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then into here, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then into here you want to do a half double crochet, and then you want to chain 3 and then skip the last 2. Okay, So then we're going to go into our half double crochets in the other side. So skip these two and then go straight into your half double crochet in the next side of your wing, and then start your half double crochet, chain one, half double crochet. So we're doing 5 half double crochets, then 6 double crochets, 5 half double crochets, and then we will put our single crochet in there into the single crochet. Sorry, so we're starting the half double crochet here, and then we chain one. I'll go through it with you. So half double crochet, chain one. So that's 3, 4, and 5. And then we have 6 double crochets, chain one, skip one, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And then half double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Here you go. So the half double crochet we finished with at the end here is now here, and then we've worked our half double crochets along here, double crochets, half double crochets, and now we should have 1 stitch left over for our chain, and then we're going into here. Okay, so we're just doing a single crochet. So we're skipping this last stitch, and then we're going single crochet into here, and then we'll start our half double crochets in here. So 1, chain 1, skip 1, 2, chain 1, skip 1, 3 and 4, 5, and then double crochets from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and then we'll half double crochet for the next 5 with chain 1, skip 1, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then you'll have a half double crochet to put in at the end there. So put the half double crochet in that end stitch. Oh no, not chain 1, just a half double crochet on its own. So then we need to do a chain of 3, skip 2, so chain 3, skip 2, chain 8, skip 5, and then chain 3 again, and then go on to your next row. So you start with that half double crochet that you ended with here. So your half double crochet needs to go in on the end stitch and then continue on with your pattern, and then of course at the other end, when you get to here, it's 5 5. Sorry, no it isn't, it's 6 half double crochets, 6 double crochets, 6 half double crochets. So it's slightly different in this end bit. Do your single crochet as normal and then finish off as per normal. So just continue on there and I'll see you at the end of the row. Okay, so this is the end of row 33, so we're just going to start on row 34. So just to give you a recap on what it looks like here. So we just have different stitches on this one, so it's going to start looking a little bit different. Let's try and get around my tails. So I'm just going to stick with the same colour this time. So I'm just going to do my chain 5. 1 2 3 4 5, chain 5, and then turn our work. It's starting to get a bit bigger now, so a bit harder to work with, but it's okay. So we'll do 2 double crochets in the end stitch as normal. There we go. And in this row, we're going to be working mostly in the spaces. The only times we're going to be working in the stitches are in your single crochets where your stitch markers are. So I'm just going to go through that with you. So we need to do a double crochet, chain 1 in each of these spaces. So we're going to start with 19. So in here, counts as 1, so the first one to go in between the first 2 stitches, and then chain 1 and then into the next space. Three, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 and 19, and then make sure you do your chain 1, and then we are going to skip this last stitch here, and then we are going to do our single crochet in the stitch. Just make sure to, when you're at the other end, make sure you skip that stitch before you do your 19. But I'll go through that with you at the other end of the row. And now we need to do double crochets in this part here. Exactly the same, but we're going to do 16. So we are going to work in here. 1 2 3 4 5 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and 16. And then you should come to the 3 chains that you did in the previous row. So we are going to do 4 double crochets into just to make sure you have done that last chain before the 4 double crochets, just so your count is correct for the next row. 3 and 4, and then we'll chain 1, and then we'll do 10 double crochets in this space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10, and then chain 1, and then we'll do 4 double crochets into the next space. 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then chain 1, and then now we're going to be doing our 16 double crochets. So make sure you've done your chain 1 and then 16, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. You'll notice these are a lot quicker than doing 4 rows. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and 16, chain 1, and then make sure that you're skipping that last stitch again, and then we'll do our single crochet, I need to remember to look at the screen because I forget that I'm doing this. Right, so single crochet into there, and then we are doing 16 more double crochets along here. So remember, it's that first space next to your single crochet. Sorry. Yeah. So single crochet and then double crochet, chain 1, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and 16, and then you should have your make sure you've done your chain 1 there, and then your 4 double crochets in here. 1, 2, 3 and 4, chain 1, 10 double crochets in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10, and then we'll chain 1 and then double crochet, 4 double crochets in here, 2, 3 and 4, chain 1, and then we'll do our 16 double crochets along. So double crochet chain 1s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and 16. Then we're going to skip 1. Make sure you've done your chain 1 there, and then we're going to skip this last one and then single crochet into our single crochet, and then add a stitch marker, and then we are going to skip this first space, and then work into our second space and do 19 double crochet chain 1. So I will see you at the other end of the row. So if you continue with your 19 and then finish off the row as normal. Okay, so that is row 34 done. So we are now on to row 35. And sorry, I'm just going to show you what it should look like now. So we're starting to fill out a little bit now on this part, so it's starting to look much better. And we are going to do our normal start with chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're going to turn and then do our 2 double crochets as normal in the end. 1 and a 2, and this time we are going to double crochet chain 1 for 21 stitches, and we won't be skipping a stitch at the end this time. So yeah, we'll need to chain 1 and then double crochet. Oh no, we don't chain 1 there. Just go straight into your double crochet and chain 1, and then we'll do that for 21. 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll just see you at the other end for this part. Okay, so that's 21 stitches, and you should end up in the space next to your single crochet. Make sure you've done your chain 1 at the end there, because they are all double crochet chain 1. And then you want to put your single crochet stitch into here and chain 1 again. Oh, great. Keep dropping these stitch markers today, I don't know why. Right. So you do your chain 1 after your single crochet, and then it's double crochet chain 1 for 16 stitches. So 1 and 2. Make sure you're not skipping a stitch there, so you're going straight in from single crochet chain 1, and then you go straight into the first space. So that's 2, 3, and I'll meet you at the other end after the 16. Okay, so that's 16 double crochets and a chain 1, and then you need to make sure that you're skipping this last space here, because that's the start of your double crochets here that we're now going to be working in. So just make sure you've done your chain 1 there, and then we are going to be working into your stitches here. So we're going to double crochet in the stitches, so all the way around 2, 3 and 4, and then chain 1, one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10, and then chain 1, and then do your other 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There you go, so it should look like that. And then we're going to chain 1, so make sure it's symmetrical. So you've got a chain 1 on that side, make sure you've got your chain 1 on this side. And now we will work our next lot of 16 double crochet chain 1. Make sure that you skip this space that's with your stitches, just like on the other side. So we'll skip this one, and then we are going to work into the second space, chain 1 for 16 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and 16. Remember, we're not doing any spaces, we're not skipping any on this one. 16 and then chain 1, and then we are going to put in our single crochet and chain 1. Put your stitch marker into your single crochet stitch, and then work your 16 from this space here. So 1 and 2. So I'll see you at the other end. Make sure that you skip your first space before the stitches and after the 4 double crochets on that end, and I'll see you at the end of that part. Okay, so we've got to the other end of here, so we've done our 16, and this is what it should look like. So you've got your space here before your stitches, and then we are going to skip that first space after the stitches on there. So we're going to do our 16 from here. So double crochet, chain 1 from here. Okay, so it looks uniform. Make sure you've got your chain 1 there as well. Make sure you've put your chain 1 in after your 4 double crochet stitches. So we've got 3 there, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and 16 into your last one. We're not skipping any stitches on this one. 16 and then chain 1. And then we're going to single crochet into the single crochet. And then chain 1. Just going to pop a stitch marker in there. And then we are going to do our 21 double crochet chain 1 in the end. So make sure you've done your chain 1 after your single crochet, and then start your 21 from the first space. Don't skip any spaces there, so it should look like that. Okay, so just continue on for the rest of the row, and I'll see you at the other end. Okay, so that is row 35 done. I just want to reiterate on the end here, when you get to the other end, when you've done your last double crochet, there isn't a chain one on the last stitch, so you just go straight into your 2 double crochets there. So don't do your last chain one there, just so it's symmetrical, because we didn't do a chain one before the first one on the other end when we first started the row. So just wanted to confirm that. So we're just going to dive straight into the next row, and this next row starts a little bit differently. So we're not going to be doing our 2 double crochets in the first space. We are going to be doing our normal chain 5 and turn, and that counts as our first double crochet chain 2. But what we're going to be doing is, from this first space here, we're going to be doing a double crochet chain 1, and that's the start of our double crochet chain 1. So we need to do 24 all the way along, so that's 1, 2 and 3. So if you do 24 along, and I'll see you when you get to the end of this part. Okay, so that's 24 double crochet chain 1, and it should get you to that last space before your stitch marker. Make sure that you've done your chain 1 at the end of that double crochet, and then do your single crochet as normal, pop the stitch marker back in and chain 1, and then we are going to be working in the first space directly after your single crochet stitch. Okay, so double crochet chain 1, and we are going to be doing 10 double crochet chain 1 to start. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. And now what we need to do is do a chain 5, and then we're going to skip 2 stitches. So I've just done 1 chain there, so we need to do 5, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then we need to skip the first 2 stitches, and then we need to work into this stitch with your next double crochet stitch, and then we need to double crochet chain 1 for the next 4 stitches. So it's 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, and then we are going to skip this space before your stitches, as we have done previously, and then we're going to do a chain 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, and then we're going to double crochet into the space between your 4 double crochet and your 10, and then we are going to chain 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12, and then we are going to double crochet into your next space. Pretty straightforward. Okay, and then we are going to do a chain 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, and we are going to skip our 4 stitches here, and we are going to skip this space, and I'm going to start working straight into this one. So we are symmetrical on both sides, so it should look exactly the same. So you've got your space here and you've got your space there. Okay, so we are working from here, and we are going to do our double crochets along. So we've got 16, should have 16 double crochets along here. Sorry, double crochet chain ones. 2, 3, 4, 5. You'll have the written pattern in front of you. I'm doing a lot of this from memory, but I've just left myself a few little notes rather than printing out the full pattern, so silly me. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and one more next to your single crochet in that last space, and then chain 1. Get your single crochet into your single crochet and chain 1, and then we are doing that again, so 16 double crochet chain 1s from this space next to your single crochet. We are not skipping any spaces, use them all up. So not sure if I did did I do my chain 1 after my single crochet chain 1? Yes, I did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. You do get into more of a rhythm when you're working in spaces rather than the stitches. It's so much quicker. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and 16. And then you've got your space here, so you need to skip that space. I've done one chain 1, you need to chain 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, and then we need to double crochet into the space between the 4 double crochet and 10 double crochet as we did on the other side, and then we need to chain 12, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12, and then double crochet the other end of your 10 double crochet, so in that space, and then chain 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. We're already at the other side. Here we go. and then we are going to skip our 4 stitches and this space, so we're going to be working into this space here. Straight in there. Now I need to double crochet, chain 1 4 times. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and we are skipping these 2 spaces and then double crochet into the 3rd. Just make sure you have only skipped 2, and then we are going to double crochet for 10 stitches along here. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Chain 1, and then we are going to do our single crochet into the single crochet stitch, chain 1, and then working from here we are going to finish our double crochet chain 1s 24, and of course you should end up in your last space there, so don't skip any spaces here, just go all the way along, and I'll see you at the end of the row. Okay, so we have just done row 36 and we are going on to row 37. So this is what it should look like. You should have your chains ready there for the next row. Right, and I'm just going to change the colour. I'm going to a light blue. So if you want to change your colour as well, you can do that. And I'm just going to chain 5 as normal, and I'm going to turn my work here. And we are going to do the same, well, similar to the previous row. So we are going to go straight into this first space with a double crochet. We're not doing our 2 double crochets anymore. So double crochet in here and chain 1 and double crochet, and we're going to do that for 25 stitches. So if you can do that, and I'll see you at the end of those. Okay, so that's 25 double crochet chain 1, and that should bring you to your single crochet. So we'll put our single crochet in there and chain 1. There we go. And now we are going to do 10 double crochet chain 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Make sure you've done your chain 1 there. And then we are going to do 8 double, no we're not, 5 double crochets into this chain space. I'm getting ahead of myself here. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. and then chain 1, and then we are going to do 3 double crochet chain 1, so into the next 3 spaces. So 1, 2 and 3, chain 1, just readjust, and then we are going to do 8 double crochets. So this is where I got confused. So it's 8 double crochets in this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. If I'm going too slow or too fast for you, then obviously just pause it and get to the end part of each section. So we're going to do, and that's 8 and chain 1, and then we're going to do 14 double crochets into this space, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14, chain 1, and then we are going to do our 8 double crochets in the chain 8 space. So that's the next one here. So just 8 double crochets, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Okay, and then we're just going to make sure we do our chain 1 in the end there, and then we are going to be working into the next space straight after your chain. So we are going to be doing 16 double crochet chain 1s, so I'll see you at the end of this part. Okay, so that is 16 double crochet chain 1s, and you should notice this will sit a lot flatter now, so it will drape much nicer now that we've got those double crochets in there. And so your 16 double crochet should take you to here, just before your stitch marker. So if you want to put your single crochet in there, and then chain 1, and then we are going to work our 16 double crochet chain 1s from here. So we are doing exactly the same. Oh, just skipped a space there. Make sure you get that space before you just after your single crochet. Make sure you've done your chain 1 after your single crochet as well, because that's important. So we'll go back to your single crochet, so single crochet, chain 1, and then straight into that first space, chain 1, and then do your 16. So I'll see you at the other end. Okay, so that's your 16 double crochet chain 1, and then that should get you to the space next to your chain, and then make sure you've done your chain 1 after that double crochet, and then you want 8 double crochets in here, and then I'll see you at the other end of this here. So you do your 8 double crochets, chain 1, and then 14 double crochets, chain 1, and then 8 double crochets, chain 1, and then I'll see you at the other end. So that is the end of our 8, 14, 8. Make sure that you have a chain 1 at the end, and then we are going to start working in the other side of your butterfly. So we're going to double crochet, chain 1 for 3 spaces, 1, 2 and 3, chain 1, and then we are going to do 5 double crochets in this chain space. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And then we are going to do 10 double crochet, chain 1 in here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Chain 1, and then we are going to single crochet, chain 1, replace your stitch marker, and then we are going to do our double crochet, chain 1 for 25 stitches for the remainder of the row, and then finish off as you did on the previous row. So you just do your normal chain 2 and then double crochet into the end chain. Okay, see you at the other end. Okay, so that is the end of that row. So that was row 37, so we are now going to start on row 38, and this is what it should look like, and that's our wing corner, and it should lie quite nice and flat. Just losing my work here, so I am just going to keep with the light blue on this row. I quite like the contrast with the light blue and the orange. So we are going to chain 5 as normal, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and again we are going to shake this up a little bit. It's going to be a little bit different in this row. So we are going to be doing double crochet, chain 1 for 8 stitches or 8 spaces. So 1, 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and then we are going to do 8 triple crochets. So we're going to add some triple crochets into this now. So triple crochet into the next 8 stitches. Sorry, triple crochet, chain 1 into the next 8 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So that, just double check that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we are going to do 10 double crochet chain 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. I'm just going to double check those numbers there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So you should have 10 double crochets after that there. And then we are going to do our single crochet into the single crochet stitch. And then chain 1. And then we are going to double crochet in and chain 1 for the next 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Now this is going to be a little bit different because we're now going to be working in between the stitches on this next part. So for the next 6 stitches we're going to be working in between the double crochets from the previous row. So we've got our chain 1 here. Make sure you've chain 1 after your last double crochet. And then we are just going to work into that next space with a double crochet in between that, so just double crochet, no chain 1, just double crochet for 6 stitches in between, and you should get to the space after those 5 from before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's what it should look like. And then we are going to chain 1 after doing those, and then we are going to double crochet chain 1 and double crochet chain 1 for 2 stitches. Sorry, my note was wrong there, so it's not skip 1, we're just going to be chain 1 into here. So double crochet chain 1 for 2 stitches, chain 1. Okay, so now we are going to get to our 8, and what we are going to be doing is working a double crochet into the first stitch, chain 1, and then skip 1, double crochet chain 1, skip 1. So you should have 4 double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, and 4, chain 1, skip 1, and then you need to double crochet into the space and then chain 1, and then we are going to double crochet, chain 1, skip 1 again. There we go. You should have 7 on this part. Make sure you're skipping 1 in between. Chain 1, skip 1, chain 1, skip 1. So you should be left with 1 stitch on the end of that one, which we're going to skip. So you should have 7 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we are going to double crochet into the space, then chain 1, and then same again on this one. So it's double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, chain 1, skip 1. Pretty straightforward. Chain 1, skip 1. So you skip the last one, and then we are going to work in exactly the same from like this side. We're going to work from that into that side, but we are going to be doing 16 double crochet, chain 1, not skip 1, just chain 1. Sorry, I'm just double checking that I missed that space originally, but yes, I did. That's fine. So we skip the first space, this one here. So after your stitches, you have this space. We're going to skip that one, and we're going to work into here. And you should have 16 chain 1s, double crochet chain 1s even. Sorry, it's late. Chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, then you want to work all the way to your stitch marker. Make sure you're not leaving any spaces at the other end. Nearly there. And last one. So we're just going to double check our numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So you should have 16 double crochet chain 1s. Make sure you've done your chain 1 at the end. Then we're going to single crochet into our single crochet stitch and chain 1. Try and keep everything symmetrical. So if you did it on that side, you're doing it on the other side in reverse. So you've done your chain 1 after your single crochet, and you're working now into the first space, double crochet chain 1, and we're going to do this for 16 stitches. Should be exactly the same. And I'll see you at the other end of this part. Okay, so you should have 16 here. Let's just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And then we are going to be working into these parts again. So we're going to be doing, make sure you've done your chain 1 at the end there, and then we're going to start our double crochet, chain 1, skip 1. We're going to do that for 4, and then chain 1, double crochet into the space, chain 1, and then 7 times, and then again 4 times, and I'll meet you round when we get to this other end here. Okay, so we've done our 4 chain 1, skip 1, and then double crochet in the space, and then 7 chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the space, and then a 4. And now we should have 1 extra double crochet at the end that we are going to skip. Make sure you've chained 1 at the end. And now we are going to be working our 2 double crochet chain 1s, but we are going to be going from here. So we skip this first space and then just double crochet from here, chain 1, chain 1. And then we have come back to this part here, so we need to do 6 double crochets in between the stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then chain 1, and then we need to do a double crochet chain 1 for 10, and that should get you to your stitch marker. Double crochet chain 1 for 10, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Make sure you do your chain 1, single crochet into your single crochet stitch, and then chain 1, replace your stitch marker into your single crochet, and then of course we are not skipping any stitches. We are going to do double crochet chain 1 for 10 stitches, 10 spaces even. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then we're going to do 8 triple crochets and then 8 double crochets at the end, and we're going to finish off as normal just with the chain 2 and then double crochet into your chain, the third link on your chain. So I'll see you at the end of the row. Okay guys, so that was row 38, so we're now on to row 39, and I would suggest, because it makes such a difference which colour you have on the outside, I would suggest you choose your favourite colour for the next 2 rows, because it's the final 2 rows of the pattern. I know that went quick, right? So we are going to just do our colour change, and I'm going to use this teal because I love this teal colour, and I'm just hoping I've got enough for the next 2 rows. I might be playing some yarn chicken. 4 and 5, and let's tighten that up. Now I am going to block mine once I'm finished, just because I find that the drape is so much nicer when you've blocked something. And all of these stitches that seem quite close together, once you've actually blocked it, you can see, I mean, just notice the difference there. You can actually see the stitches and it just makes such a big difference. And I like to use a combination of steam and just water, and I will just pin it down onto a towel just on the carpet, and then just spray it and just leave it to soak in. And then if I'm in a rush, then I will, you know, use the iron with steam, but just don't get too close with the steam, because if it is acrylic like mine, you can melt the fibres, so just don't get it too hot, and certainly don't put the iron on it. I wouldn't iron the fabric. I would just steam over the top. But yes, I would definitely recommend to block it at the end. Right, so we've chain 5, and then we're going to turn our work, and this time we are just going to be doing double crochets in this part, not triples. The reason why I wanted to add the triples is just to give a little bit of variation on here, just because we had all doubles, and having triples, just, you know, you'll notice it's a little bit wider on that row. So we're just going to double crochet chain 1 for the next 26 stitches. So I will see you at the other end. You will be short 1 stitch at the end. So that's 26 double crochet chain 1. I'll see you at the other end. Okay, so that is 26 double crochet stitches. You can see the variation in the stitches there for your triple crochets. That looks quite nice, that. Right, so 26 stitches, and you will be short, like say, the 1 space. We're going to skip that space, and just make sure that you have done your chain 1 after your last double crochet there, and just single crochet into your single crochet space and chain 1 again. And then we are going to skip the first space. And then we are going to double crochet chain 1 for 10 stitches. So skip that space and double crochet chain 1 for 10. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Just double check that there. So you skip your space, and then we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we come to our 6 stitches in here that we worked in between the stitches. And then what we're going to do is double crochet, chain 1, skip 1 for 2 stitches. Chain 1, skip 1. And then we are working in the spaces now, so we're going to skip this one. So we've done a double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, and now we are going to double crochet into here. No, not into here, into the space, sorry. And then we are going to double crochet, chain 1, and then continue that all the way around until you get to your next stitch marker. So continue that around, and I shall see you at the end. Make sure to skip this last stitch before your single crochet, because we're going to skip that again like we did on the previous one. So if you just double crochet, chain one, and just go all the way around to that end. I'll see you at the other end. Okay, so that should be all of your double crochet chain ones all the way around there. So we've rocked up a little bit there. So this is the other reason why I like to block it, is because you do get some areas that kind of want to curl up a little bit. We are going to stretch that out into the next row, on the final row, so that should drape a lot easier. So there should be 36. Sorry, I should have said a count there. So we'll go from 36. So we had 10 double crochet chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then we had 2 double crochet chain 1, skip 1, 1, 2, and then we had, working in this back in the spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, so it should be 36 altogether. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 33, 36. So that's 36 stitches on there, and we are going to skip that last space and then put in our single crochet, and then chain 1, and then we are going to do exactly the same on this side. So if you do your 36 double crochet chain 1, and then that should get you round to here. If you make sure that you skip that first space next to your single crochet and just go into this space here. Okay, so it's symmetrical, and I'll see you at the other end after your 36 double crochet. Okay, so that should be 36 stitches. I'm just going to double check mine. So we've got our single crochet here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. So that's 36. Make sure you've chained 1, and then we are going to do 2 double crochet, chain 1, skip 1. So double crochet, chain 1, and then skip this one, and then into here, double crochet, chain 1, and skip the next one, and then we are going to go back to the space. So we skip this one, and then into here, double crochet, chain 1, and then we are going to do that for the remainder. So that's 10 double crochet chain 1s here. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then we're going to skip that last space. Should have a space here next to your single crochet, and single crochet into your single crochet, and then chain 1. And then we are going to skip a space, and then we are going to do our double crochets for the remainder of the row. So there's 26 double crochet chain 1. So we're going to skip the first space after your single crochet and go into your second space, chain 1, and then just do your 26 all the way to the end and finish the row as normal. Okay, so this is row 39 complete. So we've finished off our row, so I'm just going to keep with my turquoise. I think I do actually have enough yarn to finish this off in this colour, which I really like this colour. So we're going to start on the final row, which is row 40. So we're going to chain 5 as normal, 3, 4 and 5, and turn our work. There we go. And then we are going to double crochet chain 1 in all 26 stitches across until we get to the space before the single crochet stitch marker. So we will continue all the way along until you get to 26 double crochet chain 1. Okay, so you should have 26 stitches along here, and you should be able to just skip that last space and single crochet into your single crochet and then chain 1, and then place a stitch marker into your, actually we don't need to put a stitch marker in there anymore because this is our last row. Yippee! So we are going to skip the first space, and we've done our chain 1 after the single crochet, and then we're just going to work into the second space and then do 20 double crochet chain 1. So I'll see you once you've done 20. Okay, so that is the end of our 20. We should have 20 there, and then that should bring us to the center of our wing. And what we are going to do in the next one is do 2 double crochets and a chain 1, and we're going to do this for the next 6 spaces. 3, 4, 5, and 6. So just double check you've got 2 in each space this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we are going to do 21 double crochets and chain 1 as normal. So back to double crochet, chain 1, and that's for 21 spaces. So I'll see you at the end of those. Okay, so that's 21 double crochet chain 1, and then that will get us to the center of our butterfly, and we should have 1 space which we will ignore and single crochet into the single crochet stitch, chain 1. Don't need our stitch marker, don't know why I keep going up with it. Okay, and then double crochet into the second space, and then continue around doing your 21 double crochet chain 1, and then of course you will have your 2 double crochet chain 1 in the end of the wing, and then double crochet chain 1 for 20, and then I'll see you. Actually, I don't need to see you at the other end because you'll know that you just need to leave this space, do your single crochet, and then leave this space, and then finish off with your 26 double crochet chain 1, and then finish the row as normal, and then that will be your butterfly shawl complete. So I'll see you when you've finished your shawl. Okay, so that was the 40th and final row of our shawl. And you'll be pleased to know that I managed to win at Yarn Chicken with this much yarn left on my skein of the teal. So yes, I'm very pleased that I managed that. So that is it finished. Now all we need to do is of course weave in these lovely ends. So you can weave them into your work and then obviously block it, because there will be some parts of the shawl that once you've blocked it, it will just drape so much nicer. You'll be able to see from the photos that I've taken after blocking, that it's just so much nicer. So there we are. I hope you enjoyed the pattern. I hope you enjoyed crocheting with me. Hope I wasn't too annoying, but hopefully the speed up parts helped a little bit. If there's anything that you want to know, any questions at all, please do feel free to leave a comment below or just drop me a message over on Etsy where you've purchased your pattern. If you want to have a go at any of my other patterns, I do have the bird shawl pattern. So instead of a butterfly, if you want to try the bird one. Now the bird one is very similar in colour to this one that I've done. And you'll be able to see I've basically used very similar colours in both the patterns. I do only have the written pattern for that at the moment, but I'm looking forward to doing some other colours in that shawl. I have done the raven shawl as well, which is in a finer yarn, but very similar to the bird shawl pattern. And of course it's a bit finer, so if you want a nice summer shawl, so just have a look on Etsy and just see what takes your fancy. If there's any particular patterns that you would like me to do in the future, then let me know, and I'm always open for suggestions. Just make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be doing lots more patterns, certainly lots more wearables, lots of things coming up for Valentine's and for Easter, and of course we will have the warmer weather soon, and so we'll be able to do some sun hats and things like that for the summer. But of course, if there's anything in particular you want to know, then please do drop me a message and let me know. But there you are. There, enjoy your butterfly shawl, and make sure that you wear it proudly. Let everybody know that you've made it, and drop us a comment or send me a picture of you in your shawl. I hope you enjoyed it. Take care. Have a great day.